A pleasant evening to everyone. We are delighted to present you this webinar on innovative trends observed in contemporary literature. Adhering to our culture, let us start the session with Tamil Thai Valthu, which will be led by Miss Angeline, 3rd BA English.
நீராறும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமெதில் தெக்கணமும் அதிசிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனகும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திரும்பி அந்த செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Thank you, Angeline. I now request Miss Ashwini, 3rd BA English, to welcome the participants.
A very good evening to everyone present here. It's my privilege to have been given this opportunity to welcome you all on behalf of the Department of English of Prince Sri Venkateswara Arts and Science College. The Literary Club has been a prestigious association of our college and strives at overall student participation by nurturing in them the spirit of learning and participation. Today's webinar also carries this objective, and it aims to provide a framework on innovative trends observed in contemporary literature. To lead this brilliant session, we have with us Dr. H. Mary Evangeline as today's resource person. It's an honor to have you with us today, ma'am. I welcome our Honorable Chairman, Dr. K. Vasudevan, who has been our ideal inspiration. Welcome, sir. Then I extend my welcome to our Vice Chairperson, Engineer V. Prasanna Venkatesh, and Dr. K. Vishnu Karthik, whose ideologies and approaches has molded this institution to what it is today. I also welcome our beloved Principal Ma'am, Dr. M. Uma Bhaskar, who have been our source of strength and support. Finally, I would like to welcome all our professors and student participants to this wonderful session. I hope we as students would give a sincere participation and make this session engaging and interesting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwini. I request Ms. Yamini, Assistant Professor and IIC Coordinator, Department of English, to present you with the objectives of Institution Innovation Council through a PowerPoint presentation.
Good evening, all. I'm happy to have this evening with you all. IIC, Institutions Innovation Council, which is established by Ministers of HRD Human Resource Center. And the main, what is IIC means, the prime motive of IIC is to encourage, inspire, and as well as nurture the young students in order to come up with new ideas. And these ideas will transform into prototypes, which will be developed in the formative years, upcoming years, academic. And then the main envisioned encouraging this creation is Institution Innovation Council across higher education institutions. And about IIC, IIC is a faculty expert student council which takes on multiple activities inside the campus as well as outside the campus in order to promote innovation as well as entrepreneurships throughout this academic year. And it also, the objectives of IIC is to prepare the students with the creative thinkings and critical thinkings and develop their design thinking, innovative thought process, and entrepreneurial mindsets also. The functions of IIC. This IIC program as an innovation and entrepreneurial related activities has been prescribed by Central MIC, and it will be identified by rewards as well as awards with innovative ideas, and there are many successful stories for this IIC also. Not only that, it also organizing many workshops, seminars, webinars, which will be related to entrepreneurs, investors, professionals, and it also creates a mentor pool for student innovators. And creating an institution innovation portal in order to highlight the innovative project carried out by the faculty and the students also. It also organizes hackathons, idea competitions, mini challenges, which involve academic institutions as well as industries also. These are the pyramid structures of IIC. 50% of the academic year we spend on semester-based activity plans, and 30% will sync with activities, self-driven activities with the departments, centers, or any other industries also. 20% of IIC participation in MIC-driven programs. And the major focuses of IIC, it helps us to create a vibrant local innovation ecosystem with the students and faculties. It is a startup and entrepreneurship support mechanism in higher educational institutions. It also prepares an institution for Atal ranking of innovation achievements. Benefits of IIC to the institution, faculty, and students. There will be exciting prizes when they're involved in patent or innovative ideas. Not only that, when the students and the faculty who are associated with IIC will get an exclusive opportunity to participate in innovational related initiatives across the country. And then we can also initiate new experimental technologies and all. And this will be monitoring by the industrial professionals also. And it is also a great experience to visit new places and learn new cultures for our upcoming programs also. And it is a very proud to say that our college is one of the ranking certified institution for this IIC. And finally, the very motto and the theme of IIC is to imagine, innovate, and invent the ideas in the minds of faculties as well as the students. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, I request Ms. Evangeline, Assistant Professor and Literary Club Coordinator, Department of English, to recount the feats of English Literary Club.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. I just want to briefly give an account of the Literary Club before we listen to the keynote speaker. The Literary Club of Prince Sri Venkateshwara Arts and Science College, Gaurivakam, has been founded to promote language and literature. It encourages enthusiastic participation of the students in club activities. It's a platform to exhibit their literary talents through performance arts as well as through extempore debates and other speech activities. It conducts various competitions at interdepartmental, intra-departmental, and intercollegiate levels. It actively participates in Chennai Literary Festival every year. The mission of the Literary Club is to work in tandem to benefit students in the disciplines of writing and speaking by conducting events that are both instructional and enjoyable, to exhibit talents of the students and showcase them in literary events, to organize activities that provide opportunities to develop excellent communication skills, and to analyze the fine nuances of various facets of literature. The club from time to time organizes a rich and diverse array of literary activities such as debates, group discussions, poetry writing and recitation, short story writing, quiz contests, interactive lecture sessions, webinars, workshops, and so on. As we all know, recently we had Athena 2022, an interdepartmental event where we had all these competitions such as literary quiz, spell bee, paint a poem, as you like it, dumb charades, twist the tail, mime, elocution, and debate. We have few pictures of those as well. So the club has been instrumental in building a community of creative, imaginative, and thoughtful students. It has created deep awareness about several issues of local and global importance. At the individual level, the students have been greatly benefited by their performance and participation in the events. They have also acquired some highly valued skills in professional field, such as effective communication, leadership skills, interpersonal communication skills, and so on. So Literary Club also offers opportunities to participate at national level fest also. So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request all the participants to turn on their video for a photo session. Thank you all. Now all the participants can turn off their video. I now request Ms. Yashashwati, 3rd BA English, to introduce our resource person for the evening.
Good evening, everyone. It's my great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Dr. H. Mary Evangeline, Assistant Professor in English from Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, for today's webinar on innovative modern trends observed in contemporary literature. She has completed her PhD from Bharatiyar University in 2019. She pursued her PGDBA from Cardiff Metropolitan University, UK in 2015. She has also completed various certificate courses such as TSOL, TKT, BC. She has done a diploma in labor laws. She has wide experience in education field. She started her teaching career as an English teacher in International Indian School, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia in 2004. She worked as a tutor and administrator in Alpha Plus Omega College, St. Andrews Crescent, Cardiff, UK in 2015. She worked as a freelancer in 24/7 language services, interpretation and translation agency, UK. She worked as an assistant professor in various reputed colleges. She published books like Ippadikku Ival, COVID-19 and Eye Opener. She published several articles in international journals, notably a study of challenges and strategies of effective listening to the L2 learners, Cultural Shock, a battle between mind and heart, is family relationship and art, and presented numerous papers in national and international conferences. She was invited as a resource person for 3-day FDP on integrating language and literature in SRM Institute of Science and Technology. It's such an honor for us to have you here today between us. Hearty welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Yashashwati. I now cordially invite Dr. H. Mary Evangeline to enlighten the gathering on innovative trends observed in contemporary literature.
Good evening to all. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I'm just sharing my screen. Please tell me whether you can view it. Is that fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. First of all, I would love and like to thank the management for selecting me to give a short speech regarding the trends which is observed in contemporary literature. And I would like to thank Ms. Jeevalata also for giving me an opportunity to exhibit my speech or my views and ideas about contemporary literature. Okay, I don't want to bore you. So straight away, I just jump into my topic, which is given to me as innovative modern trends observed in contemporary literature. So before entering what is contemporary literature and all these things, since you're all English literature students, I would like to give a gist of what is literature. Okay, when I was browsing the internet, I found like interesting things about this literature, and I took this. So it gives each and every character of literature how we spell LITERATURE, isn't it? Literature. So each and every character has its own what do you call it, plus, and everything. Each and every character in the word literature exhibits that. L, lifelong learning. That's what we do as a student, as a teacher, we learn. And I, intuitive insight. This is very important as a student and also as a teacher, because something must be there inside which you can pour it outside, right? T, theater of life. Usually we say this world is a stage and we are all artists, isn't it? So do consider life as a theater where you're going to present and you're going to play different parts or different characters. Maybe you will play it effectively. E, enriching education. So you do educate yourself. And R, radical richness. So radical in the sense change or action which affects the fundamental nature of something. So if I adopt something, I change, isn't it? That's what we exhibit in literature. A, artistry of form and language. So the language or form of language we present in the literature is different. That's why we do enjoy literature. T is truth in the telling always. U, undeniably pleasure. So when I read a piece of literary work, I do enjoy it. Say it a poem or a novel or a short story, whatever it is, we do enjoy. R, rapturous appreciation. Appreciation comes out of joy, isn't it? Pleasure. So that's your rapturous. Appreciation. It has to come from your heart. Sorry about that. My internet is not stable. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So, what is English literature? We all know that, but just a gist. It is distinctly written, obviously, in English language. And it is a literature which is composed by many writers in English, necessarily not from England, maybe around the world, isn't it? And that too, it is not primarily English speaking nations. Even we Indians do write in English. So, as an English literature student, we know how the literature was developed. So, first, the Anglo Saxon period, and then the medieval period came, then the Elizabethan period, or you call it as English Renaissance period, then the 17th century or the I'm really sorry about the internet connection. I hope it will go well. Can you hear me? Sorry about that.
It's
Yes,
okay, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hear you, ma'am.
Right. So I think I So in the Romantic period and in hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, dear. Sorry. Right. In Romantic age or medieval period, whatever it is, the language they wrote, now if you read it, it will be very difficult for us to understand because of the words and sentence pattern and terms, all these things. So that's why we do have a change. Okay. And the perspective, those days it was different. And now modern people, we think differently. Another one is boundaries. So we do have this cultural clash, and the changes. We move from place to place. People move from place to place. So all these things brought a very big and massive change in literature. Yes, what do I talk in literature? Especially issues. The issues which is related to culture, gender, social class, relationships, whatever it is, whatnot. All the types which we consider as issues has been discussed in literature. Right. Why I selected contemporary literature? Why do I want to talk about contemporary literature? Contemporary literature is nothing but which reflects the social and political viewpoints of the society. Now we live in this current era, and a lot of problems and everywhere, a small one, big one, whatever it is. And since we are socially bound together, we do have a lot of problems. So contemporary literature reflects that one. It doesn't imagine, it gives the reality. Right. And another thing is, it talks about strength and weakness of the society and the evil which pertains in the society. The next is, the readers can understand the world because it's written in a simple language, and whatever problem we face in the world or we face in the society is exhibited in contemporary literature. And not only ours, but others' thinking also is exhibited. So it is very easy to understand the other people. Not only that, we do understand the reaction of other people in and around us. So contemporary literature have few characteristics. Number one, personal point of view. Here it talks about the point, not only about the author's point, but also like us, the readers. Okay. And the author plays a major role in that because he puts all the ideas, whatever he has heard, whatever he has found around himself, so that he combines and put it in his a message, or in his writings, or in his novels, whatever it is. So he tends to link the character by speech, the speech, with whatever the words he has heard from in and around him. Next is the innovative narrative resources. As you can see, those days it was like, you call it as lyrical dramas, lyrical ballads, whatever it is, you have to sing. But nowadays no one does that. Even in the theaters, if somebody sings, we tend to go out, isn't it? We don't sit inside and watch. We just want simple, understandable dialogues. So that modification of time which was presented in the characters attracted the contemporary literature. Again, the magical realism. It doesn't speak about some imaginary things. Those days, you might have very well know about utopia, isn't it? Imaginary world. Those days are gone. Now we want realism, real things happening in and around that. But the author cannot present it as such. So that I do add few flavors in that and give it to you. So that magical realism brings a revolutionary thought in the minds of the readers. Issues, current issues, whatever it is, I'm not talking about the political issues, but in the society, you have many issues. Nowadays, modern trend have become like, we have to live inside problems, isn't it? It is not around us, but inside us. So racism, inequality, economic gap, corruption, etc., etc., etc. All these issues have been handled in the contemporary literature, which we can understand more. This one is very important. The influence of World War II. So after the Second World War, whatever changes happened, it came inside the literature. They started exhibiting it in their writing. Okay, maybe you can read a novel or read a piece of work and cry. It squeezes your heart because of this. You know what happened. The last but not the least is superimposition of fiction and non-fiction. Sometimes we do read non-fiction stories and we think, what is this fiction or not? How come to differentiate? So it is the ability of the writer who blends the materials to make or to confuse the readers to find out whether it is a fiction or it is a non-fiction. Okay, so the imagination of the writer is seen here. This is nothing but to arouse the interest of the readers. That's it. If it is boring, no one can read the book, right? What are the themes in the contemporary literature? So racism, as you know, worldwide, not only in India, but worldwide. When you go abroad, you can see anyone can say, oh, I went to UK, I went to America. It's a beautiful place, blah, 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 everything. But racism is there. Income inequality in India, you know that men are paid more and women less. Even now it persists. Effects of globalization, you know, globalization, the boundaries are open and everything happens. Social hierarchy is there. Even now, we tend to obey our elders. Grandfather, father, brother, that too, elder brother, it goes on, isn't it? Then your own identity. To prove your identity, you have to struggle a lot. So these themes were there. Apart from this, history, technology. Nowadays, it is taking a trend to introduce in the literature, textuality, the American dream and tragedy. You know why I introduced the term the American dream? We Indians always, we have a dream to go to US and stay there, to have a peaceful life. Am I right? So we do expect that, going to a foreign country, living there. But you know, we say that whatever we have in hand, we don't enjoy, we just leave it. And you think that the other country is good. That's why, okay, tragedy everywhere. Right, now coming to the point. Recent trends in contemporary literature. So nowadays in Indian literature, as well as in foreign, whatever it is, the American literature, the Canadian literature, or anything, these are the current trends going on. Nowadays, translation of regional literature is there. Okay, so we do tend to translate the books which we read in our, maybe your mother tongue, Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, whatever it is, we tend to translate and give it as in English. Okay, this one, Dalit literature, is nowadays booming because, you know, the downtrodden people, we just want to bring them up. So we just want to focus on them and we bring that in literature. The biographical literature, we know when I was young, I read about Mahatma Gandhi. That was the only thing, or Nehruji, or then later Indira Gandhi, isn't it? But nowadays, you can read about Abdul Kalam, Stevie Jobs, whoever it is, the biographical literature. Even you have Hitler, isn't it? Hitler biographical book. Yes. Then conflict, you know, inner conflict, psychological conflict, emotional conflict, mental conflict, social conflict. So whatnot, all the conflicts put into which is coming, which is running, which is, what do you call that, in running race, maybe it is in the third position or second position, is petrofiction. That is writing about the fuel, about the petroleum. Please do Google and find out the books. Okay, and pandemic. After 2020, everyone tend to write about the pandemic situation, the pandemic difficulties, about COVID-19, virus, pandemic, all these things. So now it has become a popular culture. This gerontology studies, what is this about? This is about talking about aging people. Okay, nowadays you can notice, you're all youngsters, so you can notice lots and lots of retirement homes are booming up, isn't it? Everywhere, in Chennai, in Pondicherry, my place, wherever it is, lots and lots of old age I'm talking about. Okay, we politely call it as retirement home, right? Dumping our parents or dumping our grandparents in that particular place. I don't know, maybe out of some situation we do that, it's okay. But think about us. Now we are in our prime age. We too will get old. And if our kids dump like that, how we feel. So that type of feeling and the thing of aging, all these things is dealt in this gerontology studies. It talks about the old people. Okay. Next is disability studies. You know, disability. Previously, those days, Helen Keller, isn't it, who was blind and she was like good, all these things. So nowadays, disability literature, disability studies is booming. So that you can understand their feeling, you can understand their difficulties. Okay, so that we will not make fun of them. Right. And apart from this, now in this modern age, we do have few trends. What are those things? Ebook technology. Whatever I write, I blend it with technology and give it. Ebooks. So you guys are very good in browsing internet, isn't it? If I tell you, please do buy a book and read, no one is interested. You just get it a Kindle edition or you just download the PDF and you do read it. Am I right? Again, the digital media, a powerful thing among youngsters. So whatever materials, you get it within a fraction of a second, maybe wink of eyes, you can get it. And blogging and other forms of social networking. This is a trend now. Blog writing. You do write in blogs, isn't it? So social networking, just like that you comment, just like that you maybe you can write in a positive way or in a negative way. It do has an impact of its own. So technology plays a major role nowadays. And this literature, our literature, English literature, is adopting all these trends inside because how we teach literature or how we teach ELT, whatever it is, blended with technology, and we give that to the students so that they will feel comfortable to learn the contemporary literature, right? So here I have displayed a few books for you, which I enjoyed, and about this contemporary writing. So Vikram Chet's A Suitable Boy and the biography. Steve Jobs, as I told you, and A Fine Balance, and the Care Home Stories is nothing but, as I told you, the aged people. Okay, and COVID-19 about being humane is nothing but your disability disability book, and The Bitter Chocolate. I just wanted to talk about this Bitter Chocolate. This is a contemporary novel. This Pinky Virani's debut book, that is the first one. It talks about the sexual abuse of children in India. Okay, not anywhere else, in India. You're all youngsters, maybe 17, 18, 19 years old. I'm not sure. So please do read this book if you can. This talks about child abuse. I'm not ashamed to talk about this because each and every person in this country, I should say world, sometimes maybe undergo this type of some violence in a maybe in our lifetime. Somebody might have scolded us, somebody might have abused us, maybe when you are small or go for work in studies, whatever it is. She has written it absolutely great. Why I talk about this is previously I told you in contemporary literature, few things, okay, few things are there. That is, they talk about reality, not imaginary things. Right? So they talk about reality. This is the reality about the abuse of children in the house, outside the house, in the relative's house, whatever it is. She has given it like slapping on your face. If you read it, you can feel things that in my family, I couldn't get it. So I should say story. lot of bits and pieces of incidents combined together she has written. So this is how the contemporary literature works. Fine. Yes, that's it for now. If you have any questions, please. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, if you have any questions, please. Can I stop my sharing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, dear. Yeah.
Students, anybody want to ask the question regarding the contemporary literature?
Maybe it's the weekend, so they are all enjoying.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Somebody else. Yes,
Ma'am,
students.
can you say about the history of English literature, ma'am?
Yes, dear. You want me to share it?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. 1 second. Is this you want?
No, ma'am, the periods of English literature, that Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah, this is it. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I'll share this PPT with your professor, Mrs. Jeevalata. Okay, if you want, even
Okay.
you can take it from that. And if you want any queries also, you can raise it, no problem. I'm very much here, not only today, but after that also. Fine. Try to read as many books as you can so that you will know what's happening and, you can enjoy reading.
Can you suggest any books to read, ma'am?
Right. Yeah. What genre you like? Because you youngsters do love romantic novels, isn't it?
I know, ma'am.
Since I'm old, I do love all these realism books, especially this biography and all those things. Have you read the book Sapiens? I forgot the author's name. Sapiens. That's a pretty big one. How the humans evolved and all these things are explained very well.
A Sapien book, Brief History of the Humankind.
Sapiens. It's good. It's good. So it's up to you. Like whichever or whatever is interesting, you can read it. Okay. Anything else? Somebody has posted something. Somebody wanted to know about something.
Ma'am.
Steve Jobs, huh? Somebody asked me about Steve Jobs. You don't know about him. Who is he? Steve Jobs? Can anyone say Steve Jobs? No? Right. So it's a very interesting person, I should say, isn't it? So he is an American and a rich person, actually. He is an entrepreneur. He's a very business magnate, I should say. Very, very great personality, and he works hard. That is very important. Okay, and obviously he's married, and he has got what do you call that, award for possibly the Medal of Freedom, right? And have you ever heard about Apple? Not the eating
Yes,
one.
ma'am.
I'm talking
Apple
about the
iPhone.
electronic. Yes, yes. So how come he is connected with the Apple? Any idea?
No, ma'am.
He is the co-founder and chairman of Apple. Okay. That's why he became very famous. It's better, like it's good to read about a lot of biographies, how they came up in their life. Have you ever tried KFC, the Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Yes, ma'am.
I do love it. You know, the Kentucky Fried Chicken person was more than 90 years when he was famous. Till then, he was trying and trying. He couldn't succeed in his life. Everyone left him, his wife, his children, whatever it is, he was left alone, saying that you're a failure. But he had a secret recipe, and one time he cooked on the roadside. Okay, that's the fried chicken, and he supplied. People was like tend to addicted towards the chicken, and slowly he started his business at the age of 91. And he was a multi-millionaire, or I should say billionaire or trillionaire, whatever it is, after 95. Right? So you guys have to work, and work. No other go. So if you want to succeed in life, you have to do some work. And another thing is, don't lose hope. So that's why I tell my students to read a lot of biographical things. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am.
Someone asked me, why studying literature, am I right, is important in life? Right. I'm a literature student, but as ma'am introduced me, I have done a PhD literature in literature and my business. Okay, that is a Master of Business Administration. Apart from this, I have done labor laws and a lot of things out of interest only. But I do get satisfaction in literature, whatever it is, BA, MA, blah, 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 whatever it is. Whatever it is, it's not like literature, because literature is tightly blended with your life. You cannot get any such emotions, feelings when you do your MBA, or when you do your CA, or when you do your BCom. Am I right? You don't get that satisfaction, because when you read something, you can incorporate your life with that particular book. Somewhere, sometimes like this. Why do people entertain themselves watching all those movies? Why? Because somehow they just wanted to correlate their life with that heroine or with that hero, isn't it? In real life, no one sings around like around the tree, running around the tree. They don't sing and they don't enjoy, isn't it? So we tend to incorporate ourselves with those characters. That's what we do in literature. Yes.
Yes,
and moreover, the literature people are always light-hearted. I feel like that. Is that okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, how literature is related to our daily life, ma'am?
Pardon? Can you come again?
Ma'am, how is literature related to our daily life?
Daily life, right. So your name is Surya, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. How old are you?
Ma'am, I'm 19.
19 in your young age. Okay. So morning you wake up. Am I right? You brush your teeth, you take your bath, whatever it is, and then you go to college, you study, you come back, you do your homework, and you eat in between and then go to sleep. Won't life be boring?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. So I tend to change little bit. Morning, I wake up, I converse with the people in and around the family. When I go outside or when I come to the college, I see my boyfriends, I see my girlfriends, or even professors, whoever it is, I converse with them. In between, I browse my mobile, I learn the current affairs, I learn the situations, whatever is happening. I tend to converse with my friends, argue with my friends, or do a debate even, isn't it? So all these things are nothing but your literature. Right? So whatever you read, whatever you do, whatever it is, you try to blend it in your life and give it back. That's how we do. Because the other subjects, I should say, we learn for work, but literature is for enjoyment. Working is a part. I don't want to touch that part, but purely it's for enjoyment, enjoying yourself. You can put yourself in their shoes. Right?
Ma'am, so enjoying life is called literature, like that, ma'am?
Enjoying in the sense it is not that roaming around and, doing a lot of illegal things. It's not like that. I love myself. Clear? For example, I read Romeo and Juliet, the famous literary work by Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet. Till now, we speak about Romeo and Juliet, isn't it? It is not the characters we are affected, but the love between them. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
That love, we do have it in our family. Our parents love each other. We do love our parents. We do love our kids. We do love our pet animals. That love is important. That is where literature stands.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Okay?
Yes.
Yes, please.
And why is gender important in literature, ma'am?
Usually, I don't know how many of you know, when Shakespearean dramas and all those things came, female was not allowed to act. You know that, isn't it? Male was introduced as a female character and all these things. Then they fought and they came up. And then, this feminism entered. First wave, second wave, third wave, fourth wave, till now it is going on and on and on. They don't want to leave anything. Another thing is, till now, we female fight for our rights. Am I right? Till now, we try to prove our identity. See, from those days till now, men has sustained in some level, but female, we just fight for our rights because we do study, we do hard work, we go for work, everything. But till now, this 2022, people believe that we are under men. Am I right? Maybe one step. Till now, we are fighting. It is not that we just want to overpower them. We just want equal rights. That's why we speak about gender. We speak about gender equality. Fine?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, dear.
Ma'am, could you please briefly explain about any one of your favorite disability literature book, ma'am?
Disability book. I forgot the name, dear, really. Disability book. Shall I tell you one real incident which happened in my life, which changed my perception about them? Okay, one guy who's blind, he just wanted to do what do you call that? He just wanted to do a PhD. Okay, and that too, he took disability literature. Fine. And obviously he took the biography of Helen Keller and he combined, and all these things happened. So really I was astonished because all the things is perfect in me, and I do take some Indian literature and Nigerian literature and combine and do as a comparative studies and give them. And this boy is blind, disabled, but he just wanted to bring out the what do you call, the problems of disability people in his writing. Okay, that thing I loved. Instead of reading all these things and registering it mine, this attitude I liked. So I'll suggest you a few things. I'll just post you a few books. Okay. I hope it will be interesting, because as I told you, I'm not young as you. I have different perception. So I'll post one or two books so that you can try. Okay. So which makes you to study PhD in literature? Would you share your experience to us? Yes, I did my PhD in comparative studies, comparing Indian writing. That is, I took a very old one, Shashi Deshpande, and a Nigerian writer, Bushi Emakata. So I compared about the strife in family relationship. I just wanted to bring out one, maybe one day in India, the family is like this, or maybe outside. And Nigerians, Africans, their family structure is similar to us. The only difference is we stick to one man and one woman, isn't it? They do follow polygamy marriage. Many. Okay, so those things I studied, and Indian family is far better. Yes, your views on LGBTQ studies in literature, it's really nice. The thing is, I do love to talk about especially transgenders, because I presented a paper regarding this transgender people's education level in India, in Malaysia. When I went to attend a conference in Malaysia, I talked about transgenders. They are very, very, very downtrodden people. They don't even get basic things. We are really blessed to have all the positive things in our life. We do have good clothes, we do have good relatives, we do have especially parents, we do have sisters, brothers, friends. All, they don't have anybody. They run away, either run away or their parents shut them out. So they really have a very bad life. And I come from Pondicherry. So in Pondicherry, there is a particular society where this LGBTQ people are there. So they belong to that group. They stay there. They don't come out. Only 2-3 people come out. And very, very, very minimum people, few people only go out for work, and we accept that too in a higher level. But lower level, it is very painful to tell that they do opt only two types of works. One is, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. One is begging. Another one is, prostitution. That's it. So as youngsters, you guys have to work for them. And it is not that you have to give money or something, whatever it is. Treat them equal. We fight for equality. Just now I told women, we do fight for equality, but think about them. We do have all privileges, but till now we are fighting, but they don't have anything. So that's it. They are poor, very bad, in a very bad condition. Maybe we can do something for them. Now, one of my friend's PhD candidate, he is doing this LGBTQ studies. He has taken queer literature and he's doing that. It was nice to see people doing something different. Any other things?
Why there is always a partiality between men and women?
And I know, dear, I know where you are coming from. I know, because see, Indian society, I should say, it doesn't, or it haven't come to that stage, because foreign countries, I have visited many foreign countries, their attitude is different. Another thing is, the kids, when they reach 18, they are sent outside. Okay, they have to learn. They have to learn, or they have to stand on their own legs. They have to fight for their rights. They have to earn. They have to stand on their own legs. If you want to get married, well and good. You earn and you do it. But Indian society and Indian culture is not like that. But one thing I should say, instead of giving awareness to the children at home, it is better to educate the parents. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I'm a parent, so I just bring, like, I change my perception about few things, and I just give that to my daughters. So parents has to take that decision that this is how my daughter or my son will be. I will give equal rights to them. I will give equal education to them. And another thing is, sorry to say this, Indians, the society, even though you study, you earn too much, whatever it is, we have to give something. You know, the word something. So you have to give and get married to a particular guy. That system is there in India. That has to be changed. Then only this equality will be there.
Ma'am, can you explain me how we can flourish in publishing a book or a work which we write?
Right. You must be very particular that if you want to publish article in journals or publish your own book, which one you want?
An article or in a journal.
Right. So first start with article. That will be fine. And if you want your article to be published in a particular thing, UGC careless journals are available in internet. So you can browse it according to your interest. You can select one journal and just send them a mail that I'm interested in doing so and things. This is one type. Another thing, attend some conferences, seminars where you can present your paper, and your work will be easy, so that the conference people itself, they will publish it for you. Right? And Scopus journals, Scopus Index journals, it is pretty, the fees is heavy. They do consider a standard paper. Okay, so start attending conferences and presenting your papers. Then you can go next level to publish it in UGC careless journals, then to Scopus, and finally you can publish your own book.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, dear. If you need any help, just ping me. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Yes, dear.
Ma'am, you have said that you have talked about transgenders in America, but in our society they are not even respecting the transgender. What did you think about this, ma'am?
Yes, true. See, the thing is people mentality. Okay, I don't know, like Lord Shiva, if I'm not wrong, we call him sometimes Ardhanarishwarar, isn't it? So to give respect to these people, even Lord, we categorize like that, half women and half men, and we do pujas and we respect them, you know, a lot of things, calling them as Ardhanarishwarar, but in reality, we don't. So both things are contradictory. So people's mentality, or people should change their mentality regarding those people. Right? Then only you can bring changes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, dear. Anything else?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for answering. We'll just close the question answer session and we'll move on forward.
Yes, ma'am. A small help, ma'am. I just give a link in the chat box. This is for myself to know where I stand. Okay, please ask your students to fill it.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Right. I'm so happy to meet you all, and really the questions shooted out from your students. I loved it.
Thank you, ma'am, for your brilliant session. We really enjoyed it. Thank you, ma'am. I
Thank you.
request Ms. Percy Devakrubai, 3rd BA English, to deliver out of time.
It is an honor to have been asked to propose vote of thanks on this wonderful evening. I would like to begin this thank you note by expressing my gratitude to the Lord Almighty for making this session a successful one. Proceeding further, I express my sincere gratitude to our resource person, Dr. H. Mary Evangeline. Thank you, ma'am, for spending this evening with us and for the enlightening session on innovative modern trends observed in contemporary literature. Next, I thank our chairman, Dr. K. Vasudevan, Vice Chairman V. Prasanna Venkatesh, and Dr. V. Vishnu Karthik for providing us with a platform to organize such a brilliant session. I would also like to thank our principal, ma'am, for her support. Thank you, ma'am. And then I express my gratitude to the Department of English for organizing this webinar. Finally, I thank all the peer and participants for joining this webinar today. Once again, I thank you everyone for your active participation throughout. Thank you.
Thank you, Percy Devakrubai. To end the session, I request Ms. Angeline to sing the national anthem, after which the participants can leave. Thank you. Have a great evening. Ma'am?
Divyadashini, wait a minute,
Ma'am?
ma. Ma'am is going to post the feedback link.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, program over, ma'am. Hello?
Yes, ma'am, it's over, ma'am.
Shall we end the session, ma'am?